At the edge of the world, where rocky cliffs strangle the sea, dusk settles over the mountain pass at Thermopylae. The air is thick with dust and the scent of oil, sweat running in rivers down the faces of men who stand shoulder to shoulder, shields raised, breathing as one. Behind them, the last glow of daylight flickers on bronze and muscle. Ahead, a tidal wave of Persian archers waits, blackening the horizon, arrows already trembling on taut strings. Every heartbeat slams like a war drum. Leonidas, eyes burning beneath his battered helm, measures the enemy with the cold patience of a man who knows fate is closing in. Spears lower. The Persian line ripples. Shields rattle. Silence falls, heavy and absolute. But then, above the chaos and fear, a new shadow cuts across the twilight. A hovering shape, silent, watching. It does not belong to any age these warriors know. Meet the Cerberus X, a shape out of nightmares, forged not in myth, but in the hidden hangars of the 21st century. Its hull is matte black and razor-edged, bristling with more sensors than the entire Spartan army has spears. Red and blue lights blink in sequence as its wings slice the air, almost silent. On board, an artificial intelligence sifts data faster than any human thought, scanning for threats, sniffing out enemy communications, ready to jam or hijack every signal in the valley. EW modules pulse beneath its skin. Micro-drones nest inside, ready to burst out and swarm at a command. A single pulse can melt electronics. A targeted beam can blind a scout from a mile away. And its arsenal includes invisible weapons, jammers, EMPs, even directed energy. Its range? Hundreds of miles. Armor? Composite plating, light but nearly impenetrable to anything less than modern rockets. Hacking suite? Top secret, but the Cerberus X was designed to cripple missile networks and tank battalions, not to face spear-throwing hoplites in sandals. Against bronze and leather, it's like sending John Wick to a pillow fight. Designed to unravel armies built on silicon and steel, not wooden shields and war drums. The Persians arrive like a living tide, endless, relentless, a sea of men and iron spilling through the pass. Their banners ripple gold and crimson in the evening breeze, each standard snapping with the weight of empires behind it. Cavalry thunder at the flanks, hooves churning up dust in the dying light, while the immortals march in perfect formation, elite, unyielding, their faces blank as statues. At the heart of this living engine sits Xerxes himself, draped in shimmering robes atop a golden throne, surrounded by advisors whispering in dozens of tongues. Drums pound, archers notch arrows by the thousands, and the air quivers with anticipation. This is not a mob. It's an organism of war, built on discipline, intelligence, and the certainty of victory. Their technology is analog, yes, a world of fire signals, metal, and muscle, but their sheer scale is overwhelming. In this moment, Goliath feels very real. As the sun dips lower, painting the battlefield in gold, and shadow, the Persians' close ranks, their armor rattling in precise unison. At the other end of the pass, the Greeks tighten their shield wall, every man pressing into place, breaths shallow and hearts pounding. Leonidas steels himself, eyes locked on the endless ranks before him, prepared for the storm of arrows he knows is coming. Xerxes, draped in luxury, waits for the spectacle of Greek annihilation, confident in the numbers at his command. But then, a sound, alien and electric, breaks the rhythm. Heads turn skyward as a sleek angular silhouette glides above the chaos, emitting a faint electronic whine. Both armies freeze. The Greeks whisper of gods and omens. The Persians stare, baffled. Unseen by human eyes, the Cerberus X switches from thermal to night vision, analyzing formations, intercepting flag signals, tracking the frantic movement of messengers. One officer's banner drops, another's drum stutters with static. Leonidas expects arrows. Xerxes expects blood. Neither expects the sudden scramble for a Wi-Fi password. On this day, the fate of the ancient world is interrupted, not by lightning or divine wrath, but by a silent interloper built in Silicon Valley. With both armies locked in a suspended breath, the Cerberus X makes its move. It swoops low, banking hard above the Persian front line, its carbon fiber shell shimmering in the firelight. Archers instinctively release a hail of arrows, but the drone simply slides sideways, the projectiles whistling harmlessly past. A deep, subsonic boom ripples through the valley, rattling teeth and armor alike. The Persians stagger, horses rear, torches gutter, and go out, as the drone unleashes an electromagnetic pulse. One instant, the battlefield glows with fire and purpose. The next, chaos reigns as signals vanish. Command structures dissolve, and shadows swallow everything. In the sudden dark, a new swarm erupts. Mini-drones flit through the air, catching arrows mid-flight, spinning, then releasing showers of leaflets that spiral down onto Persian heads. Confused soldiers snatch the papers, reading bizarre symbols and, inexplicably, a cartoon of Xerxes captioned, "Nice try, Xerxes." The Greeks, still holding the line, watch as their enemies dissolve into mayhem. To them, it can only be divine intervention. But the Cerberus X is just warming up. It hijacks the Persian signaling system, spoofing the drums and flag codes with digital precision. Suddenly, entire battalions pivot and charge at empty air, their flanking maneuvers directed into ghostly nothingness. From the sky, the drone's camera isolates a general and, with a touch of dark comedy, deepfakes Xerxes' booming voice into the confusion. "Retreat! Save yourselves!" The effect is instantaneous. Order unravels, ranks splinter. The immortals themselves hesitate, torn between the throne and the sky. A tactical map, if you could see it, would show the Persian host erupting in red clusters, their cohesion shattered by invisible hands. The blue of the Spartan line holds steady, Leonidas at the center, reading the chaos with a grin. He bellows, "Spartans, now is our chance!" And the Greeks surge forward, shields crashing, spears punching through disarrayed lines. One Persian general, desperate, tries to surrender by waving his spear skyward like an antenna, hoping the gods, whoever they are, will see his signal. Meanwhile, arrows loosed at the drone are simply batted away by downdraft, the projectiles clattering uselessly to earth. Against hacking and airstrikes, the hoplites realize all they really need is popcorn. The ancient rules of battle are broken, rewritten by the hum of circuitry and a touch of digital mischief. Just as the Cerberus X seems unstoppable, the universe reminds it that even gods have limits. Warning lights flash in the cockpit display. "Signal lost" and "Battery critical," while a stiff mountain wind buffets the drone, forcing it to wobble and fight for altitude. Down below, the chaos is compounded as the EMP burst not only disrupts Persian coordination, but plunges the Greek side into confusion too. Torches sputter out, and signals meant for the living are swallowed by darkness. The drone's sensors struggle with the narrow pass, the dense formation of shields, and the glint of bronze confusing its targeting. Meanwhile, the AI tries to hack a soldier feverishly waving a flag, mistaking analog for digital and sending error messages into thin air. Off-screen, a modern operator S-voice rises in panic. "There is no GPS in 480 BC? It turns out some things, weather, courage, pure chaos, remain stubbornly immune to technology. The once mighty Persian army, so confident in its overwhelming numbers, scatters in panic as the Greeks surge forward through smoke and confusion. Shields lie shattered in the dust, war banners trampled beneath running feet, and the air hangs heavy with the scent of scorched earth and fear. Xerxes, unable to comprehend the collapse, hurls his crown in fury as even the immortals retreat, their legendary discipline shattered by the chaos from above. The Spartans and their allies roar in triumph, yet a strange unease lingers in their victory songs. Was this a triumph of skill, or a gift from gods unknown? As the sun sets, the battered survivors gaze skyward, unsure if they should be grateful or afraid. Far beyond Thermopylae, the world shifts. Rumors ripple to Athens, echo to distant Egypt, and find their way even to the heart of Persia. Legends are born of a flying thunder god who turned the tide, and temples soon rise in its honor. But not all is celebration. The Persians, their pride wounded, begin secret work on their own counter-drones. And beneath the olive trees, the Cerberus X lies silent and battered, a future archaeologist's puzzle, proof that sometimes victory rewrites the rules before anyone understands the game. History's greatest battles are full of surprises, but some twists are too wild to imagine. Until now. As the dust settles at Thermopylae, another era waits in the wings. Picture a muddy trench, thunder rolling overhead, and men peering skyward as a shadow streaks across the clouds. Engines roar, a modern stealth fighter slicing through the chaos of World War I. What happens when speed, stealth, and firepower from the future collide with the strategies of the past? If you thought a drone changed everything, just wait. Subscribe for more what-if war stories, because the next hack in history is just beginning.